A little while back I was answering some questions on social media and I saw a question that was something along the lines of, what games were you most disappointed by? The obvious answer for me was My Sims, but I'm pretty sure I've covered that extensively in the past, so I started thinking a little bit deeper, and eventually I remembered a little ambitious game called Spore. Spore was designed by Will Wright, the same guy who created The Sims, so naturally I was really excited about it for that fact alone, but looking back I didn't really know that much about the game before it came out, so I didn't really know what to expect. It actually got favorable reviews from most people. One reviewer from Australia even went as far as to say, "It will change the way you think about the universe we live in." Well, if by change the way we think about the universe he meant make a bunch of floppy dancing dildo creatures, then yes, I agree. But despite the good scores, I was relatively disappointed by it, and I found myself getting bored much sooner than I expected. So, was I being fair to the game? Should I have given it more of a chance? Well, let's find out. By playing it. I dropped it. In short, Spore is a game that follows, in 5 different phases, a single species from the start of its life all the way to... well, I guess I haven't gotten that far yet. So let's start off by naming our planet, and I think we'll go with... Bumstickle. It just rolls right off the tongue. So a meteor crash lands onto our lovely planet of Bumstickle, and now we're a thing. And what do we do once we're a thing? We do everything's favorite thing to do. Eat food. Oh, good. What about this green stuff here? Blech. Salad. Our species are carnivores, so we need some meat to eat. Like this adorable little guy with 5 eyeballs. It's the circle of life, and it's really scary. I think I just peed myself. After you eat enough, you get bigger. And now the little eyeball guys are even smaller, and I feel even worse about eating them. Then we get to edit our little guy a bit, and our species needs a name as well. So what should this majestic little lump of a creature be called? How about Poob? It's a poob. Now we've got to go out and eat more adorable creatures. The poobs may not be fast, skilled, or intelligent in the slightest, but what they do know how to do is kill. All they know is death and destruction. But it's not all fun and games for our adorable little creatures, because as the wise Qui-Gon Jinn said before he was wrong about a lot of things and then died,
there's always a bigger fish.
Run, Poob! Run! No, stop eating and run! Run, Poob! Stop eating! Well, maybe this one will do better. While the first phase is simple, it's really pretty to look at, and I find myself feeling genuinely concerned when my little derpy guy is in trouble. I'm finding that I actually want to see my species succeed and evolve further, which is a feeling I can't say I had when I first played the game about 6 years ago. After we eat more stuff for a while, we grow big enough to move into the next phase of the game, and we get to edit our creature even further by adding legs and other such appendages. And this is what I came up with.
Sometimes there's so much beauty in the world. I feel like I can't take it.
Rather than simply eating everything you come across, this phase is all about either making allies and friends with other species, or the much more entertaining option, killing everything you see. You also pick up different fossils that allow you to further customize your species and give them more abilities like sing and pose. They'll be taking selfies before you know it. While running around can get a bit boring, I mostly enjoyed this phase, especially once I started coming into contact with the giant creatures. Run away! I know I should be trying to get away from it, but I can barely take my eyes off this thing. Just look at it. I don't know whether to laugh or fall over like one of those fainting goats. What? No! Not my poob, buddy! Curse you, epic chirp chirp. One day I'll evolve machine gun arms and destroy you. So after making the poobs look even more ridiculous, some questionable leadership decisions, and a whole lot of genocide. Why'd you kill my mommy? We now move on to the third phase of the game, the tribal phase. The tribal phase is a lot like the second phase, except now it plays more like an RTS instead of a whatever type of game this is. We're a tribe now, building tools and killing more stuff. Because that's pretty much all the poobs are good for, I guess. And uh-oh, now a new tribe has shown up. Just look at them shaking their butts around in arrogance. We'll show them. Attack! Well, they're actually pretty tough, so... Run away! Yay! We've made a powerful enemy today, Poop Tribe. What course of action should we take, oh wise chieftain? Oh, I know. We require more babies. Speaking of the chief, the exceptional chieftain Adrel is quite the leader. Let's list off some of his most noble deeds. How about that time when he led his fledgling tribe into a pointless war with countless fatalities? Or that time he bravely fled from battle while his men fought on and died? What about that time when he wiped out an entire species of animals and destroyed the entire ecosystem? And of course, who could forget the time that he left babies completely unattended while he was off waging one of his senseless wars and competing tribes came and destroyed the entire village. That one was a really good. Eventually, the great chieftain Adrel died doing what he did best, running away from a battle that he instigated. But whatever, the tribal stage is over, and if we've learned anything from this game so far, it's that all great things, even iconic and beloved historical figures such as Adrel here, must eventually come to an end. Rest in peace, oh great leader! And now we move on to the fourth phase, which is also an RTS phase. Variety. It's the spice of life. That was dumb, I'll cut that out. It was at this phase that I really started to lose interest pretty quickly. Maybe because it was too similar to the last phase, or maybe because it's honestly not a very intuitive or fun real-time strategy game. I think this is the main problem that games like this face. Since you're trying to do so many things at once, it's hard to really perfect any of it. So while the gameplay is varied, it's not always that great. I was mostly trying to speed through this segment so I could get to the final phase, which from my understanding is the most entertaining and engaging phase in the game. And I think my lack of enthusiasm is best represented by some of the buildings I made. Like this one called simply this. It's a masterpiece. After destroying all of the dirty rebel poop scum, we can finally advance our civilization into the Star Trek stage. Except instead of Spock or Jean-Luc Picard, we are this. That. This is the species I created, and now I am stuck with them. This stage mostly involves you flying around space, visiting different planets, interacting with other alien races, abducting creatures, etc., etc. But mostly I just kinda blew stuff up with lasers. I am your god. I had always heard that this was the best phase in the game. I'd even heard from some people that this was basically the only phase really worth playing. And I can honestly say that it's much deeper than the rest of the game, and it's also incredibly expansive. There's apparently hundreds of thousands of planets to explore. And while I love the idea of space exploration, I was just a bit burned out with the entire experience at this point. I feel like there's a lot of fun to be had here, but I just kinda ran out of gas eventually and lost all desire to allow myself to have any of said fun. Except for the lasers. But with that being said, I did have a lot more fun with the game this time around. I enjoyed the overarching theme of creating your own species and watching them grow and develop, and of course, creating your own creatures is always fun as well. Some people are even really good at making replicas of characters from other games and movies. And some people are just good at doing this. Oh, jeez. That thing needs to be burned. Someone please just burn that. Thank you. Hey everybody, thanks for watching my video. If you want to see more videos like this, then as always, you can use subscribe. It's a button. Technically, it's a function on the website YouTube, but it's also a button you click. And if you enjoyed this video, then show your support by giving me a like button. Please, I'm just really obsessed with buttons today. I know. If you want to hear stupid stuff I have to say every day, then you can go on Facebook and Twitter, sometimes even Tumblr. I've been known to answer a question on there every now and then. And if you haven't seen it already, then why not check out my gameplay channel? We have a lot of new things going on over there, including the new Terraria hardcore that's been going on, and brand new Let's Play thing I'm doing, and a bunch of other random stuff. It's fun. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Also, Zelda month is next month. Yay! Bye-bye again.
It will do this, do the voiceover. Something like this in space. In space. Echo, echo.